college picks. We're just going to do a quick recap. Jake, how did your college picks go last week?
Not too great. The one we went with, Texas, they did not cover. Shockingly, Arch Manning just might not be it. That's kind of how that one goes.
Wincy. Yeah.
My other bet did hit though. Indiana against Kennesaw State. They 52.5, 56-9. So Sig
Hell yeah.
definitely scored his points this week.
Hell
Did
yeah.
not go with that one, huh?
And Nick, how did your two picks go? I know you had a hot week last week.
Absolutely phenomenal. I mean, absolutely called it to a T. Number 12, Illinois, -2.5 against Duke. They won 45-19. I said they were going to win by a couple touchdowns. They exceeded my expectations. Second pick, Texas Tech over. Could have took them by themselves. They ended up winning 62-14 against Kent State. Kent State is terrible. So that's a 2-0 weekend for your boy.
That's awesome. And yeah, my two picks, I went with SMU in our final pick, in our final parlay, and they had it. They were up 14 with 4 minutes left and somehow let Baylor get back in and lost in overtime. So that sucks. And the other one I picked was perfect. It was Oklahoma at home, -5.5 against Bryce Underwood, Michigan. He's just not ready yet. He's just too young, and Haynes was not happy with him, but I'm sure he'll be good. Just Oklahoma is just more of a ready team. So that's how we did last week, and now we're looking to carry it on into college football week 3. And now, Jake, what are your picks for this upcoming weekend?
All right. Well, this week, hopefully we go 2-0 with both of these, but at least 1-0 with the one we pick.
Absolutely.
First, we're starting it off with Texas A&M at Notre Dame, and we're going to go with Notre Dame 6.5. So they're favored by 6.5. When I was looking at it, I was just looking for a big-time matchup. I didn't have Sig Signetti to do this week.
Unfortunately, it's a Friday game.
And then I started looking at, against the spread for the last couple games for Notre Dame and for Texas A&M, and I found that Notre Dame is 4 of 5 in its last games when they're a favorite to hit theirs against the spread, and they're also 11-2 over the last 13 games. So I was like, I really like that.
They're 11-2 against the spread in their last 13 games?
Yeah,
nice.
Going back to last year. And even better, Texas A&M 0-7 against the spread in their last 7 games as underdogs. They're underdogs, so hopefully that train keeps on running. So that's the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, hopefully they can start giving Jeremiah Love the ball more, because they're not doing that. And he is one of the best players in the country. I mean, we were watching him against Miami, and you could tell when somebody's got it, he's different on the field. I mean, he's jumping over players who were standing up. I mean, he's
you can, especially you can tell with running backs.
He's a dog, yes.
Like they get the ball so freaking, like, okay, yeah, he's better than 90%
when
of those
he
guys.
Consistently makes somebody miss. I mean, every single play he's making somebody miss.
He's at a different. He needs to get the speed.
Ball.
He looks like he's at a different speed than everyone else.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah, I like that one.
I like Notre Dame.
What's your next one?
Second one, I like this one a lot. We got Pittsburgh going down to Morgantown, West Virginia.
Okay.
And we're actually going to go with the under in this game at 58.5.
That's wild.
My big thing on this one was that's one of the better matchups that they brought back over the last couple of seasons. It was gone for a little bit, and I think the last 3 seasons, I think they've gotten back into this rivalry. What doesn't help for the under is 2 out of the last 3 meetings they've combined for over 70 points. So as it restarted, they've been scoring points, but the difference is both of those times they scored those plus 70 points was at Pittsburgh. So when they're in Morgantown, it's a little bit different of an environment, different type of game. And in the one game that was in Morgantown, not this past season, but the year before, I think it was a 19-16 score. So I'm kind of feeling that it's going to go the same route. Going into Morgantown, it's a tough game. They just got Rich Rod back. So even more so, this rivalry is back this year, and I think it'll be a more of a smash mouth game. West Virginia runs the ball heavy, and Pittsburgh, funny enough, throws the ball heavy. They've played 2 cakewalk teams week 1 and week 2, so they're probably feeling a lot better about themselves than they should. And West Virginia probably needs to bounce back after losing to, I think, Ohio last week. It was like 17-10. Not great.
Good
Not
sign
great,
for the
No,
under,
not good
though.
at all.
I think the under is going to be in play.
And I mean, what'd you say? What's the over under at 58.5? That's still
50.5.
I'll say that's still like even an under, they can have a good scoring game and still be under. It doesn't have to be 10 to 17, like it can
it can be 30 to 24.
Yeah,
That's still
exactly.
putting up some points, but yeah, no. Pittsburgh's also put up a bunch of points this year. They scored 61 at week 1, I think 45 last week. But like I said, they're playing like D1 AA schools and some like just schools that just aren't on the same level. So those are my two.
I'll let you go first with that one, Nick.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you good.
All right. Well, one of my AirPods just died, so I'm scrambling over here. I didn't hear anything you just said about Pittsburgh, but yeah, no, I like it. You took the under. What's the under? 58.5?
58.5.
58.5
I did hear some things. I did hear some things. Yeah,
yeah, that's where I'm.
Yeah.
I'll take it over.
Yeah,
so
maybe you go.
Nick can get his bearings. Yes, I like.
Yeah, no,
you
go. You take it.
So yeah, I like the under in that. Like I said, 58.5, still a lot of points. We're still expecting scoring. I'm cool with taking unders on big overs. It's not like I'm not as worried about it.
Over.
I'll tell you
yeah,
what, though,
exactly.
I hate taking unders.
I do too.
Oh.
It's the worst. But if they are trying to bring back, this rivalry and have it be like a bigger thing, and Morgantown's no joke. Like that's like Pat talks about all the time. Like it's football town, and they got Rich Rod back. Like it's a whole new vibe over there. And I definitely think even if they're good offenses, and I do think it's actually works against Pittsburgh being such a high-powered offense in the first 2 weeks against Cupcakes. Then you get your first test. It's like the spread in the numbers might be a little inflated. But more of a test. So like I think sometimes like
West Virginia might stink. I think they do stink.
They might,
yeah,
but they're definitely better than. I mean, and if they stink, then
but
they don't.
They're right on the same level as Pittsburgh. I wouldn't say that West Virginia
but
is
they're
a
also
a program.
I will say this: West Virginia's offense is as fast as you can be. So if they do stink, they're going to be 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out.
Which is an issue.
Very, very quick. There's going to be a lot of possessions in this game. But that is why the over's at 58.5.
Yeah.
So like they're like, oh, these teams probably don't score, but there's going to be a lot of possessions. Like if West Virginia stinks, they're still going to give the ball to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's going to have a ton of possession.
Yeah, I mean it's a high over for.
But that's why it's at 58. 58.5 is a lot. I mean that's a lot. They're expecting either a blowout. I don't see both these teams scoring over 30.
That's so. I think when we're looking at the two bets, Notre Dame with the young quarterback, after watching him against Miami, I was like, yes, they have Bryce Love, but if A&M does just say, hey, we're going to make the young kid beat us or try, like 6.5 is like touchdown spread. I just think that's more of a field goal game with a young quarterback that he hasn't really shown it yet. I think they're a little bit more game manager style, slow. Like they're not a high flying offense at Notre Dame with this kid, not yet. So I don't see like it's a big spread for an SEC team like A&M. That's why I'm also leaning towards the under bet.
Yeah, let's go with the under. I like it. I mean,
all right. Done and done. Locked
I
in.
agree with that.
Morgantown.
Hey, it'll be an exciting game to watch. And, we get to be on the same side as Pat, watch a game that he's invested in. What's going on over there? You having technical difficulties, Nick?
Big time. Trying to see why AirPod just died. But as long as you guys can hear me fine.
Yeah.
Just in one
as long
mic,
as you can hear us fine. We both ways.
I can hear just out of one ear.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, that works.
Go ahead. All right,
Nick, lay it on us. Give us your 2 college picks of the week.
So the first pick I got, we're going to keep the ball rolling. 2-0 last week, like I just said. Extremely, extremely hot, might I add one more time while I can, because college was pretty tough.
Get your picks.
First game is going to be Clemson at Georgia Tech. Now, the line opened at 6.5. It is now 3.5. And I know what you're all thinking. Clemson's look like doo-doo. But give me that 3.5 with Clemson. Give it to me. They scored 24 points in the second half last week. I think they're going to carry that over. I think something's clicked. Nick, I think he looked better. They had a rain delay. Georgia Tech, I think, has been one of those. Like I think this game is like a tale of the underperforming versus the overperforming team. Georgia Tech beat Colorado. That was a big game just because of Dion. in the first game of the season. They didn't look great. I don't think Colorado was good, and they barely beat them. They beat a team last week. I think it was a Grambling or something that they killed. But I think Clemson. I think 3.5 is a disrespect to Clemson. I think Clemson's better than that, and I think this is similar to that Illinois game last week, where that 3.5 they're going to win by 2 or 3 more touchdowns than them.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. I mean, Klubnik, I will say I do not like being anywhere near Klubnik in my bets, but
I do like him though.
I do hear
I
what
do
you're
like
saying. You're alone on that
I
one,
like
Jake.
that's fine. I'd be alone on liking him. I like him.
You can have him.
No, I don't mind. I don't mind him.
Yeah,
Y'all can
I don't
both
mind
have
him
him.
at all.
3.5 is 3.5 is low.
I would say that's reasonable,
3.5,
especially when it
low.
opened at 6.5. It is just showing that I don't think Vegas really knows Clemson. I don't think anyone really knows who Clemson is.
And they did play bad last week, and they had a bunch of turnovers. But I mean, they were losing like by, I think it was either 10-0 or 17-0. They were losing by quite a bit against Troy.
It is only week 3 this week. I mean, last week was week 2.
Well,
These
and
guys
their week
are
2.
still kids.
It was their week.
Yeah,
Right.
but we saw Klubnik last year. I know they were still winning games, but
No,
he
I
looked
get
like
that,
dog
but
shit
he
until
get-
the last couple games. And
Yeah,
then
but he
everyone
can't get
thought
back
he was
into the
going to be
swing.
that. Yeah, I agree. He could. Like, it's going to click eventually like it did last year. So it's definitely in there. Okay. So
Yeah,
that's
and
pick one.
I may do an alternate or like a separate bet of Clemson minus 17 or 20 or something.
Okay.
Like
Okay. I was thinking like maybe like a minus
just,
6.5, get
I
it
was
back
thinking
up to
maybe
where it
10.
was.
I think they're going to destroy Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech's not bad, but I think they're going to destroy them. They have a lot to prove. Clemson has a lot to prove.
And they have it. Like they can do it. They have shown that it's in there. It's
They've
just
been
whether or not you're going to
underperforming.
get it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's time for them to step on it. All right. So that was my first pick. My second pick's we're gonna take the game to Vanderbilt at South Carolina. I'm taking the over 48.5 in this game.
Okay.
Vandy's offense has been pretty awesome. They scored 40 plus points in both of their previous games. I know South Carolina hasn't really scored that much. I mean, I guess they have. There was like 35 last game. Yeah. We got two returning QBs, Diego Pavia and Lenora Sellers. Sellers is a dog. Pavia is also a dog.
Pavia is a dog.
Last year.
Yeah.
I have no idea who that guy is. Sorry.
Pavia, they beat
I got
Obama
no
and
tabs
someone
on
else.
Vandy.
Tennessee, right?
He's the reason they beat.
They had 2 upsets though. It was like they beat Bama and then they were up big on Tennessee
they were
like the
close.
next week.
They almost beat Georgia.
Yeah,
That's
like
cool.
Pavia's no joke. He was a transfer to Vandy last year. Yeah,
and
he's a stud.
In the first 2 games this year, they've scored over 40 points. I mean, they're slicing. He's slicing dice.
That's awesome.
And then we got
I didn't even realize he was back.
Yeah, and then for South Carolina, you got quite a familiar name, household name, might you add? Vendravius Jacobs, Vero Beach alum, shout out.
Oh, no shit.
Last week, he had 4 receptions for 57 yards and a touchdown for South Carolina. He was their leading receiver.
Oh, wow.
Let's keep it going. And also, you got Keanu Coate for Vanderbilt. He's D end. Hopefully, I mean, we're not rooting for Keanu on this one. We want points. But yeah.
Well, hey, score a touchdown and help us out.
Do it, Keanu. I would love it.
Why not?
That's awesome. 2 Vero kids on South Carolina. That's awesome.
So we got two Vero kids in this game. You got Lenore Sellers. He's got to start looking better, right? I mean, he
started scoring a little bit last week. He started scoring a little bit last week.
Just let him get going. He's got to get started.
Yeah.
So I mean, I got two good. I really like both of these bets. I really do. I think we're going to carry over that 2-0 to this week. Let's start it off 4-0. What do you guys think? What do you think's better?
I'll let you go first, Jake.
Oh yeah, give me the over all day long. 48.5. Vandy, South Carolina.
Yeah, I like Pavia and the fact that he's coming out scoring 40 points in his first few games as well. I think he's just gonna do, like, even though South Carolina's defense is good, they're always good. He can get 20, 25. Like, he'll get a few extra scores. I think he's
gonna score. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
he's gonna have to, because I have a hard time believing. I haven't watched any Vanderbilt. I have a hard time believing their defense is so amazing.
They haven't really played that many. Their defense is not great. I mean, Keanu's good.
Well, one guy, okay, and he's no Lenore Sellers. No offense. So
yeah, I'll always take Sellers.
So
I like betting on Sellers. I think he's a dog.
I feel like he's gonna have to do a little bit more this week too. So I could see both of these guys just scoring up some points.
And
I
honestly,
don't know the Diego guy, but
because of the track record of Vandy last year,
Body's a dog.
yeah, South Carolina is coming into this game like, hey, Vandy upsets teams. We need to be, they can't take them lightly.
Vandy's not what Vandy was when Nick
Correct.
Saban talked about them literally last year.
It's the best.
That week.
It's the best.
They upset Alabama. But yeah, all right, I like it. Vanderbilt at South Carolina, over 48.5. It's not that many points, honestly. From whatever, we're taking the under 58.5.
58.5.
Exactly. That's
SEC football, but
I guess it is SEC football. So,
all right, I like it.
Well,
Matt, what do you got?
For my first pick, we're gonna go with it's interstate matchup. It's gonna be South Florida plus 17.5 at Miami. And let me tell you, we watched game 1, Boise State, USF.
Don't know his name, but he's going to be a running back or a wide receiver in the NFL.
He is an absolute unit of a quarterback. And he did it against Florida last week. He can ball control, he can run clock, and I just think 17.5 is such a big spread when you're up against those teams that can just milk clock and just make it a gritty game and shorten the possessions. They look across the field and it's Carson Beck's ass, and I don't see him lighten it up when he only if you take away possessions from Carson Beck and he starts feeling tight, he does not perform well. Like he's a front runner through and through. It's similar. I look at Beck and he's nowhere near Goff, but when Pat McAfee talks about Goff, if he's got it on the first drive or two.
First snap.
Beck is very similar, where if he starts slow, I almost wanted the first half spread of 10.5, but I was like, you know what, let's just take the whole game at 17.5. I do think this game is tight at halftime. And yeah, Miami still probably wins this game, but Beck last year was 3-9 against the spread with a better Georgia team than what he has right now.
Georgia, yeah.
Yeah. So they were 3-9 against the spread. So, and they still were undefeated. So he wins game, or they lost to Bama. But so he still wins games, but that's just a big spread. 17 points. They could win by 17. 17.5, I think is just too much.
I don't know much about South Florida other than that unit on who gets the ball out of possession.
Dude, so that
he's
obviously
a dog.
And he was a stud. And remember when we first were introduced to him, they were comparing him to Jaden Daniels. So obviously, I know the stats were not even close. Yeah, but obviously he was at USF last year, built enough credibility for people to be like, hey, we've got a guy. And just by watching him, at least at the college level, he's not getting tackled. He lit Florida up last week. He had 260 yards passing, 70 yards rushing. He didn't turn it over. He's going to keep drives alive.
22 broken tackles. I mean,
it's people bounce off of him.
Did he have that many?
No, but he probably had.
We watched the Boise State game was 3 to 4 players a play were bouncing off him. I've never seen anything like it.
We like to joke. That is not an exaggeration.
I mean, Miami's got some boys. I mean, Miami.
They're going to find out.
Miami's got that one. They have that DN who's being projected top 5 right now.
So yeah, I'm sure
he's a beast.
I know Miami's gotten, because they were so bad defense last year.
Are gonna meet.
Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, but Miami normally don't have a problem early on in the season. Miami's problem is when there's 4 or 5 games left and they need to win 3 out of 5 of them, they will lose 4 out of 5 of them to end the season after going undefeated.
Well, they can still win. They can win this game by 2 touchdowns, and I'll be ecstatic. I just think USF
plus 17.5 is a lot.
It's a lot, and
they got a lot of confidence.
USF just beat Florida. They beat Boise State and Florida. Even though Boise State might not be good this year, it's still they're beating names that you wouldn't associate USF beating. And they're riding high. They're going to go into that building. And I'm telling you, if USF scores first or if Beck starts slow, it's going to be a tight game and they're not going to go away. USF thinks they can win it. They're not going in thinking that this is a Miami team that's just more talented and better than them. They're a team that they believe that they belong there, which is their year to kind of
beat Florida. If you beat Florida, that's exactly what you should think.
That's what I'm saying. So it's a good time for them, and I'll fade Beck all day. I'll fade Beck any fucking
There
week.
was a point I saw this week was it was really good. It was the South Florida, not talking about USL, I'm talking about South Florida boys in general. Like that's where all the talent is. And a lot of the South Florida team was probably a lot of guys who weren't offered by Miami.
Yeah.
They're still South Florida technically kids who played football in South Florida, but they weren't offered by Miami. They weren't offered by Florida. They weren't offered by FSU, and they went to USF and they have a chip on their shoulder. But they're still South Florida kids.
No, that's definitely an extra motivator, like bulletin board
They all played
material
against each other in high school.
Exactly.
That's the biggest thing about these in-state rivalry games. Like, yeah, there's guys sprinkled in from the other states, the big 5 stars and stuff like that. But the 4 and the 3 stars that actually roll through your whole roster in college football, it's all the same kids who've been playing against each other in all different types of, either basketball, football, you name it, throughout the last 5 years.
Yeah.
So
and I don't know where Brown is from, USF quarterback, but I guarantee you, like, he didn't get an offer from Miami, obviously. So like those went into UF last week, took care of business. I think he does it.
Yeah.
I think he does it. And you're gonna watch him this weekend, Jake, and be like, he's not gonna play quarterback in the NFL, but goddamn, that boy deserves to get the ball because he is not going down. Yeah.
I'll watch them this weekend. I'll make sure. I just didn't know they were beating Florida last week until the end, and I saw it and I was like, can't wait.
I didn't anticipate it either, but we watched the game against Boise, and it was just like this dude was unbelievable. Yeah. And I was just so shocked. I was like, this guy, like, just like I was talking about Jeremiah Love. You could tell, like, when the guy's different, he's different. Like, this guy running the ball was different.
And his strength is
sling it a little bit.
Different.
He could rip the ball, but it's not like it's, perfect form or he's going to be super accurate. It was just, throwing
it's more the
physical
strength and running ability that he has that definitely is, like, too good for college. Like, he's very above average with that, where I think it's going to give Miami issues. So that's pick 1.
For sure. What's your next pick?
Yeah.
Next pick, we're going back to the well, and we are going to take Oregon State versus Texas Tech over 62.5. That is the largest over of the weekend, and I love every bit about it. Texas Tech and Oregon State have both hit their overs in their first 2 games. Oregon State gave up 32 points to Fresno and 34 points to Cal. So, yeah, I think Texas Tech is gonna be all right. I think
I was going to put this in there so bad. You know where I stand. Oh man. Texas Tech's going to score 70 this week. It's absurd.
I love it.
Matt, what was the text message you sent us? How fast into the game?
Oh my
God. Did they score?
It was like
the first minute of the game.
Yes, they scored the first touchdown within the first minute, but in the first quarter they already had 21. Like, they jumped it was Kent State last week. Yeah, it was Kent. They jumped at them immediately. And Oregon State is bad. Like, they're giving up points. I will say, to help with the over, Oregon State has Malik Henry as the quarterback, and that's who the quarterback at Duke last year. He transferred, and I kind of liked him at Duke. I thought he was fine. So, and they still scored a little bit. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if Oregon State can put up 20 points. I mean, Kent scored 2 touchdowns last week. Even if it's like in mop-up time, I think Oregon State is competent enough to get to that 20-point range. And I have no doubt in my mind that Texas Tech is going to get into the 40s, most likely into the 50s. It's tough because we just went on about the USF game, but then we have Texas Tech, who seems to just be a juggernaut this year offensively. I know it's a tough decision.
I just love those Texas Tech Raiders, baby.
Oh, and it's in Texas Tech. It's in Lubbock, so they're fast track.
Use USF plus 17.5. We ain't gonna talk about that long and then not pick it.
I will say this though. I mean, all right,
it's a good one.
We'll take USF 17.5, but I am gonna put Texas Tech on my plus 2 touchdowns with Clemson. I think
we're all gonna have some shares of Texas Tech in some parlays.
They deserve it.
Yeah, they definitely earned it. I can't wait to see it. I'm
to
excited
all our viewers
to
out there, with them. You gotta just letting you know.
Hammer.
You get that next paycheck, and you run.
No matter what, just keep going until it stops. Are you one of those people when you go to a roulette table and you see black, you going red, or you just hammering black until it goes red? Exactly. You hammer Texas Tech. Exactly. Hammer it.
I could not agree more. So to recap our 3 picks, we're taking the South Florida plus 17.5 at Miami. We are taking Vanderbilt at South Carolina over 48.5. And then Jake's pick was Pittsburgh at West Virginia under 58.5. Awesome. That sounds like a winner this week.
I love it.
Love it.
Lock it in.
That wraps up our 3-leg parlay for week 3 of the college football season. Comment any bets you have in the comments below, and good luck this weekend. We will see you in the next video.